All right, cool. Every championship that's ever been won has been impressive.
Correct.
Right? Including the bubble, right? But the bubble was probably, to me, the least impressive out of every championship that's ever been won. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, and I've seen NBA players come on podcasts and talk about how the bubble was probably the hardest championship.
Yeah.
Because all the environment that they were in or whatever. That sounds like some rich people champagne problem shit. You know what I mean? They were in a Disney hotel and maybe didn't have the best meals or maybe didn't have this, that, or whatever. They were all chilling. They didn't have nothing to worry about outside of going to practice and playing PS5, Xbox in their room. That's it. That's all they had to do. They were all able to just lock in on basketball, which should make their job really, really easy. Now, because a lot of these guys are not as focused as a seasoned guy like LeBron James, these guys were, while it might have been the ideal scenario for LeBron James to be able to lock in, a lot of these guys didn't have that. They were all worried about, Lou Will was out getting wings and women, you know what I mean, in Atlanta during the bubble. And then not to mention, everybody else across the league, if that's just one example, everybody else was in there not unfocused, if we're being real. Because it was that much harder to be able to lock in on what really mattered, which is basketball. LeBron James had the opportunity to be able to lock in the way that he did because he is LeBron James. He's able to do that. But nobody else was able to do that, so he had a cakewalk to the finals. And getting there and going up against a lowly team like Jimmy, it was by far the least impressive NBA title. I don't want to hear NBA players complain about the conditions that they had to play in. Real people out there who went through a lot worse. You guys were playing basketball in Disney World. Cut it out.